Today, her biggest mission was about to be accomplished. To reach this point, she had done muta with 100 men, that is, temporary contract marriage. Even in the abaya, the extraordinary beauty of her body features was visible, but she was hiding her trembling hands and feet from everyone. She invested her 7 years to reach this destination. No one could hear her fast heartbeat, but because of being nervous, the changes in her face expressions were clearly visible. And why wouldn't she be scared? She was going to meet the one whom even the world superpower got tired of searching for 3 weeks, and in the end, after being exhausted, started talking nonsense. Yes, she was going to meet the Iranian Supreme Leader, but how did this woman get access to the Iranian Supreme Leader? After all, who was she? Was she a Muslim or a Jew? Shia or Sunni, French or Iranian, journalist or a Jewish agent? Ismail Hania and her son Nasrallah's address provider, or just the one who did research on Islam, the one who created a network of spies in Iran, or the one who is called the devotee of Khamenei? So let's find out today. How did Israel's secret agency Mossad set up its trap in Iran? That from inside the Iran, drones were fired on Iran. Who was she? Who was telling Israel the exact location of every target in Iran? News from the bedrooms of the high officials of Iran, who was delivering to Israel's secret agency. To solve all these puzzles, we have to know this woman, Catherine Breeze Sheikh Zanzo. These are the 3 fights. After centuries of efforts, the land of Muslims, i.e. the Batul, by using 2 things he wants to make the world his own. Zan, i.e. not only in this flag, but also in our future. One day the whole world will be under your slavery. This is not a current story. It is centuries old, in which there is sex and also a science. There is also a lesson and a punishment. The women whom we Bangladesh consider weak. How did Israel made them their power and use them against Iran? You will understand from today's story, and I am sure that after listening to such an interesting story, you will definitely press the subscribe button. Anyway, there is an old story. When a girl is born to a son of ideologist, Holocaust survivor Jew, that girl's grandfather also fought hard to save the Jews from the Nazis, i.e., a girl from a strict Jewish family. But you will be shocked to hear that this girl accepts Islam when she grows up. I will tell you how, but first know that her father was a secular Jew. This girl takes a bachelor's degree in psychology, and then from London University, she also takes a double master's degree in finance and communication. Yet, how talented she is. She has developed communication skills. She is also a pro in accountancy, and she also knows how to play with mind, because she had studied psychology. Now what will this girl do? Is she going to play a very big game? But for now, put all these degrees aside. Now here in this girl's life, there is an entry of a Yemeni Muslim. Both meet at the university, spend some time together, and both got married. This was 2004. After a while of marriage, this girl accepts Islam. Yes, everyone was very happy. But wait a minute, a girl from such a family, whose grandfather and grandfather had fought the German Nazis and were the survivors of the Holocaust, on acceptance of Islam from such a Zionist Jewish girl, no one got amazed. Anyway, this couple also had 2 beautiful children. This girl started to know everything about Islam. Well, now that she was a Muslim, she should have known everything. But there was a problem here. This girl had accepted Sunni Islam. Why am I calling it a problem? You will understand it further now anyway. The year 2024 arrived. Here the sun of New Year had risen, there in this girl's house, as if the fire of misunderstandings began to reign. Both, the husband and wife, were not getting along. The relationship lasted in good terms for 10 years, but don't know what happened now. I will tell you. Now she had to break this relationship so that she could form new relations, but not here, in Mission, Iran. Because this girl was no one else but Catherine Grace, who in 2014 got divorced from her Yemeni husband, changed her sect from Sunni to Shia and left Iran, from a Zionist to a Sunni and now an Iranian Mumina. This is nothing. She had to change her appearances a couple of times more. In fact, the radiance of this beauty has to spread more, in a way that senior commanders were going to melt. But before casting a spell of her beauty, she shot a religious arrow. That too with her pen. Yes, she came here as a journalist who is loyal to Wiley, whose pen writes such an articles in support of Inkaila Biran that in the hearts of the reader, lamp of revolution lights up. In the eyes of everyone, she became very faithful. And faithfulness was the key with which she could open closed doors. From 2015 to 2017, in just 2 years, she became a renowned journalist of Iran. First, news agencies of the right wing like Mashria News, Tasnim News, Mer News, she had written for, but then, the ink of her pen was bringing color, because she was singing the songs of revolution. Then what? In a short time, she became a regular in the website of the Iranian Supreme Leader. I became a regular author. Now she started writing for Tehran Times and Press TV. During this time, Catherine also did 2 big interviews. Now from Karbala to Qom, and from there to Mashhad, she had won the trust of everyone. Not just for the common people, she was becoming special for special. In this period, she wrote 2 such books whose words were giving proof of her faith on Wilayat Faqih, and being a Shia. But who knew that the words which are making place in people's heart were all lies and deception? These books were Arabia's rising, under the banner of the first Imam, and from Mecca to the plain of Karbala, walking with the holy household of the Prophet. Even among the high officials of government, these books were being discussed. And this was the religious sentiment due to which big doors were opening for her. But now, after the mind, she had to capture the hearts, because she had penetrated, but she was not able to know the secret which only the guardians of the revolution, commanders and some political ministers knew the secret. That is Iran going to become a nuclear power? Where are its organizations? Where are its scientists and secret research centers? The leaders of Hamas and Hezbollah, where did they come from and where did they go? And most of all, to reach the supreme leader. To unveil all these big secrets, she used her beauty. Yes, muta means contract marriage. She was doing contract marriage one after the other. Iranian merchants, revolutionary professors, revolutionary officers, commanders or ministers. It is claimed that Catherine offered muta to 100 men. Now the doors of the bedrooms of high officials had opened for her. Can a husband hide the secret from his wife? And that too from a spy whose mission is to find out the secret. Now Israel had been receiving information about the sensitive places of Iran. What will be the target of a drone? Which office has which file in it? From which street the group of Khomeini will pass? Everything. And all of this was transferring into Mossad's system. No one had in their minds that this devotee, is the Israel spy, who had been a wife to many senior leaders. In many pictures, she was seen with Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi and Persia filmmaker Neda Talebzadeh, smiling. Catherine, with Russian President Putin's advisor Alexander Dugin, and with a major general die in the American drone attack in 2020. Qasem Soleimani's daughter can be seen in pictures, with whom she kept meeting during the one-after-one tour of Iran. Her interviews were seen at the international level. Her blogs were read at the international level, in front of the whole world. She had succeeded in proving herself to be pro-Shia, and in the light of this, she was conveying all the secrets to Israel. But the whole world was on one side, and the final round of her mission was on the other side. And this was very difficult. Yes, meeting the Iranian Supreme Leader, Khomeini, in person. Yes, remember that from the book Revolution of Iran, written by her Supreme Leader, was very much impressed. Now she told those people of the Guardians of Revolution to arrange meetings with Khomeini again and again, with whom she had good friendship. Finally, she entered the final round of her mission, because the invitation of meeting from the Supreme Leader had arrived from Tehran, February 2017. It was raining lightly on the roads of Tehran. Cars without license plates and black windows had reached to pick her up from the hotel in Tehran. The Iranian sheet in hijab had completely covered her. She was seated in the back of the car between the two women of Guardians of Revolution, as I told you in the intro. Her hands and feet were trembling. She was correcting her abaya again and again. With her trembling fingers, she was straightening the rings of her fingers, and in her heart she was killing the fear producing in her, because she knew that today she was going to meet the one to whom some people consider the Nabi. Yes, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. By the way, very few people know about him. If you want to know, then I have made this documentary. Watch it after the completion of this video. But for now, keep an eye on this important scene, because it was a very important meeting. After this, the trust of all religious personalities of the assembly on Catherine will increase. The commanders took Catherine to a courtyard where were trees. From there, she was taken to a sitting area, where beautifully designed and embroidered expansive mats were placed. In the sitting area, there were pictures of Khomeini and Khomeini. Catherine thought that this place would be like a presidential palace, but it was very simple. There were Arabic-style sofas and cushions on the floor. She was offered a glass of sweet tea and walnuts to eat. She was noting every single thing with a fine detail. Suddenly there was a commotion in the courtyard. Seeing Khomeini coming to her, her eyes were wide open. She stood up in respect. Khomeini asked Catherine to sit on the floor with the help of a translator, and he himself sat on the chair. Catherine had already been warned not to look at Khomeini and not to speak until he asked a question. Khomeini was told that Catherine has adopted a complete Shia religion. Not only this, the successes of Catherine's writing were also in his knowledge. Catherine claims that Khomeini told her about the great war that would be fought in the future. Khomeini shared how he wanted to free the Aqsa Mosque from the Jews. Half an hour later, the Iranian guide suddenly got up and left. The aura of Khomeini was so strong that when he left, Catherine felt like as if she is now free from danger. Despite penetrating so much, she was afraid that she might be exposed. But her impossible mission had been completed. After this meeting, Catherine had become a heroine in Iran. Her name was mentioned in the newspapers, interviews on TV, articles on Khomeini, and her mention in religious circles. From 2017 to 2022, Catherine's parrot was speaking in Iran for 5 years. She has access to every place, every secret place. And her access means that Israel was present there, because not only her eyes were seeing all that, but from her eyes Mossad was seeing the whole of Iran. Now it was time for Israel to take the action. And for Catherine to remove mask from her face, she had to left Iran. In 2022 she was leaving for France, that she was stopped at the airport. An interior ministry officer started questioning her, but could not get anything. And she flew for France. Now it was time for Iran to get shocked. In February 2022, an article of Catherine published in the Times of Israel, in which she wrote, "I have seen Iran from within, and now I have come back. I have accepted Islam only for infiltration and Wilat only for access." As if there was an earthquake in Iran, religious institutions were shaken. Catherine's interviews were deleted. Footage was deleted from TV channels, and the people she did muta with, met with, made friends with, they sat with their heads held low. Then Iran realized that it was not just infiltration. It was a decades-long mission that leaked their sacred system from within. But by then it was too late. She had left. Her maps, routes, and faces were now safe in Mossad's computers. What she had done and left, her effects began to be seen after a while. On July 31st, 2024, a drone attacked a building that was thought to be safe in Tehran, and in just 8 seconds, leader of Hamas was martyred along with his 3 sons. Iran was in shock that only 2 months later, on September 20, during another dangerous operation in the southern area of Beirut, Hezbollah's leader Hassan Nasrallah was killed in his secret commander center. Both attacks were carried out in different countries, on different groups of leaders. But one thing was the same: the location of the target was 100% correct. Such correctness, such accuracy, such a real-time intelligence feed, which can not only come from a satellite, but only from an insider. The question is again the same: who was giving Israel this location? Then a name started to circulate in the media again: Mossad's undercover agent, Catherine Priest. But she had already left Iran in 2022. So how did all this happen? Then a theory emerged, which could not be proven by anyone, but everyone took it seriously. Catherine did not just take the information, but left such people behind her who accurate her planted thoughts, maps, and targets on the arrival of time. That is, this war was of ideology, mind, and trust. Then what happened on June 13, 2025? It became clear that Israel's spy system in Iran has reached a dangerous level. According to an Israeli general on June 27, Israel killed 30 senior security chiefs of Iran and 11 senior nuclear scientists, targeted more than 900 targets. The important thing is that Israel had the accurate map in the initial attacks. The location of each target was pre-planned, accurate, and the reason for this was not just a satellite, but the internal network and the data of the spies. It is a different matter that despite being attacked from within, Iran did not give up. In fact, it attacked Israel in such a way that despite infiltrating, it fell to its knees. But will Iran now sweep the spies of Mossad and Ra from within? On the other hand, Catherine says in her interviews and statements that she is not Mossad's spy. She is just an investigative journalist, and that's why she accepted Islam, so that she could know what was going on in Iran. It is a different matter that Mossad told what he asked like a parrot what to say. Not every spy is like Cameron Faridi to openly tell that yes, he is a spy. Before leaving, let me tell you that Israeli spy had entered the house of Iran's commanders. But I am coming to your house. I cannot change your thinking while sitting here. For that I will have to come to your house, will have to understand your house members, and will have to explain you. Therefore keep an eye out. In this month of July, Think Back to Back is going to throw the content of your house. So won't you welcome us by subscribing?